you can rank for anything. You reverse engineer how many links they've taken to build to get what it is that they've got, and then determine in your head, is it worth me putting in that same effort? Do I have enough in my business model, the back end, to be able to monetize those people? And that's sort of how I go through a calculation to determine whether or not I go after something. When it comes to local business though, the competitive landscape, it's still very, very early days. So that's why I said just go after your most competitive phrase and then putting your area modifier in front because you can get just about any of those. Pete?
Yeah, just on the backlinking sort of stuff, the great US President George W. Bush has a couple of things to teach us about this. One thing is that when it comes, just like winning an election in the US, it's not necessarily how many votes you get, just getting the right ones. Obviously, the whole Florida state issue we had there. So it's not about getting the maximum amount of backlinks necessarily, about getting good weighted ones. And when it comes to the actual anchor text kind of stuff as well, an interesting story which I always get a laugh out of is a few years ago when it was very much weighted on what the actual text, the anchor links was. When you Googled miserable failure, the actual #1 result was was George Bush's profile page at thewhitehouse.gov. Because of so many people linking to his page with the anchor text saying miserable failure, that he actually ranked #1 for miserable failure. So it gives you an idea of how important those backlinks actually are and the actual words that are in that backlink, because I would assume that these White House listing page didn't have miserable failure actually in the words, but he actually ranked #1 for it because of these backlinks.
Pete's spot on. This idea that when you think of the whole search engine process of what we're trying to go through, the on-page optimization probably makes up about 20% of the equation, and a good bulk, 80%, of what we're trying to do for ranking is all in that link building and what those links are saying. You can rank a website that might not have miserable failure at all. You know, those rules of thumb I gave you. Make sure it's in the title tag, make sure it's on the page, make sure that you put it in an H1 tag. You don't even have to have that in place, and you can still rank for a keyword if you send enough links to it with the appropriate anchor text, which they call it Google bombing, and Google went in there after it happened and ended up getting in the media, and they actually pulled it out and manually edited the results. But you can still do that to a certain extent.